Nuestras Raices presenta
Hasta La Raiz.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the third episode of
Hasta La Raiz.
Today we have a very special guest, but first I want to mention the elephant in the room. We have no Jazmine today.
Oh.
And
Wow.
she is here in spirit, of course.
And in migraines.
Yeah, she has a little bit of a migraine today, but just know she's in our hearts and she's here in spirit. But today we have
Rubyceli.
and she would be our special guest today. I know we had mentioned we were going to have a different guest last time to talk about men's mental health, but come on.
Things happen.
It's Women's Month, so do we really want to talk about that?
Es mes de la mujer.
Yeah, like, let's switch it up a little, you know?
They get 11 months. Okay. I don't know how that works.
Just know we're going to have these conversations in the future, okay? He's
Yes.
going to be here. We're going to interview him, just not today. We're so sorry to disappoint you, but
Not a
it's not
disappointment.
a disappointment. We have Ruby here.
Never disappointment with me.
No, we have Ruby. We love every guest that we have, but come on, we have Ruby. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
Ruby, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, my name's Rubyceli.
Hi, Ruby.
People call me Ruby, but a little about myself. I don't know. I am originally from Tri-Cities, Pasco to be exact. Pasco. I moved up here, 2018, I think? 2018.
Yeah.
And then I was at the dorms. And then I went back and then came back and never left since then. I am the benefits coordinator at Nuestras Raices. Do a lot of coordinating benefits, a lot of health insurance.
Benefits, for sure. We all see it.
Yeah, I don't know. A little about me, I guess. My role in this organization.
Do you like Spokane?
I like it. I like how much there is to do. I like how, even if you're just driving around, you're driving around with pretty lights or something.
There is pretty lights, or the bridge.
Yes, or when they changed the hospital. I don't know if you've seen that, but the hospital, they changed it to different colors
The one in
depending.
South Hill?
No, the one up here by downtown, kind of if you're heading back to Cheney. I don't know what hospital it
The
is.
one in South. Aquí?
Is it South Hill? I thought it was
on the left
downtown.
side? Or
Heading to Cheney. I don't know. But they changed the colors.
say.
And it's really pretty.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's pink. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's pink.
Fun fact, Rubyceli loves pink.
Oh, I love pink.
Yes.
I am.
Everything pink, that way.
Let's see.
Yeah, she also loves Hello Kitty, so if anyone
Oh my
would
goodness.
like to.
And Kuromi, which, people that are not, I guess, they don't know the Sanrio world or whatever. I just call her the emo Hello Kitty. Because she
emo
is.
Hello Kitty.
Yeah. I love her too. That's an emo, my melody, but anyways.
Yeah. So what made you want to move to Spokane?
So I was so stubborn that I was like, okay, when I go to Eastern, I am going to fully do the social work program. I'm going to finish the social work program. I don't care, because everyone's like, yeah, every time, I went into school for this degree or whatever, and I ended up with having this degree. I was like, that's not going to be me. I'm finishing with a social work degree. Here I am now with an interdisciplinary.
No, because same.
Yeah,
Same. I went to the social work program.
Yes.
And now I have interdisciplinary studies.
Interdisciplinary. Studies are done, credits are not, but that's okay. I got time. I have life.
Life
all
happens.
I have is time, so I can,
And you're doing great things right now.
Yeah.
Little
I'm
by little, you'll get
really working with I love working with the community.
Yeah.
First of all,
It feels great. It's very it gets back.
Yeah. I always think of how would I have wanted someone to treat my family and I when we're looking for these resources or whatever, and so I feel like that kind of drives me a lot. But yeah, so I originally wanted to do social work, and then obviously things changed, and then I got involved with this organization, and I kind of never left. It's like Frida, the skeleton.
Frida?
Yeah, the skeleton at work. We have a skeleton. We call her Frida.
Frida.
We put her this beautiful
Folklorico dress. A purple folklorico dress.
I was gonna say someone cropped, but
I don't know who.
We don't know who cropped it,
but it only fits Frida.
And she's a skeleton.
It does not fit a human being.
No.
So, it fits the person who cropped it. But we don't know who cropped it.
Count your days.
Frida would find you and haunt you. Just kidding.
No, but yeah, I mean, I never left. I really do like it. I like the little community that I have found over here.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Did you get involved? How did you find out?
So in the, when I was changing all these majors, trying to figure out which one I'm going to finish with the most, I saw sociology. I'm like, oh, I have like more than half of the sociology credits. So, and I was applying for this scholarship actually. And in order to be qualified or what is it called when you're like a candidate for the scholarship? Yeah. I would have had to have like a unpaid internship. And so when I tell you I called the office like 7 times, no one was answering. Because you got like the team was so small,
We were
the team
6.
If that. Because it was you, it was Lee.
We were 5.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so when people weren't with their like clients or doing what they were doing, or it was hard to be attentive to the phones at least, So I just kept calling. I emailed, and I called again. And then I think Lee answered. I don't know if Lee answered. It might have been Lee. And that's when we set up an interview at Indaba Coffee for me to go and like kind of see if I can be part of the organization, what I can do. And they let me know. They're like, well, we don't know if we can do like a paid fellowship. I'm like, that is perfect. I need an unpaid internship. No. Anyways, I didn't end up getting the scholarship. But I was hanging out with you guys. So I got that,
Aww.
And that's when I got introduced to like WRF, and we were doing the WRF applications. And then they're like, do you want to get trained on like DSHS? And I'm like, sure.
Let's
do you want to get trained for health insurance? Why not? And so that's. And I never left.
Little by little. Now she's the benefit coordinator.
Now I'm the coordinator. Yeah. So honestly, that's how I stayed in Spokane. I feel like if I didn't have this job, it would be so easy to just go back home.
That's fair.
Even if it's just like maybe not back home living with my parents. I love them, but I do need my me time type thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. How is it? Like, how do you think it would be if you would have gone back home and like...
Oh, I tried it. That's the thing for like a quarter because I dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
School has been a journey. Okay. I dropped out for like a quarter, maybe 2 quarters, and I moved back to go support my family. I'm like, okay, well, I can start working, puedo empezar a aportar un poquito, And it was interesting. It was kind of because my parents are living in the same place that they are, or that they were when we were in high school, from middle school to high school, actually. And so being back in that place, it was kind of like I was back in high school,
all those
but I'm like, I'm not in high school. Like I've experienced so much already in these like 3-4 years. And I'm like, man, this is so weird. And I'd be hanging out with like my friends. It would be like 11 or 12 and my mom would be calling me. I love my mom, but moms, they're like, ¿Dónde estás? No, pues acá, ¿Y con quién? Okay, pues no te la quedo la puerta. I'm like, okay. And so it was just like a lot, like, again, it felt like, much like checking up on me, when I'm going to be home, when, this and that. And so it was also really easy to just become like dependent, like she would go in, she'd be like, oh, te hice esto de comer, it's not, cuando vas al trabajo, te hice tu lonche. I'm like, oh my goodness, like I have it good,
Yeah.
But I had like no support system outside my family, So I was like, man, I would be traveling back to Chini like twice a week because I was like, I need to see my friends. I need to have like that separation, And so, yeah, that's a lot. I don't know. Because like everyone experienced being like a first generation differently, right? For me, it was a little odd, I feel like, just because I am the youngest one and I was the first one to seek like higher education, And so even I'm like, okay, well, yes, I am the youngest one, but at times I'm like having to be like the oldest one type of thing, Especially with, what would you say, like, I don't know, like a disrupted family dynamic. Yeah.
Like a broken home.
Yeah. Like when the children having to parent some type of thing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and it happens, I feel like we do definitely need to start opening up that conversation of how it is once your parents kind of like have this different version of you, I guess, because you are
You've evolved so much.
You've evolved. You have a career. You must know all the answers.
But that's not the version of you that they know.
No,
and they're used to. So when they see you again, they still see that that little, like the younger girl who just graduated high school.
She just happened to graduate, but now she has so much knowledge, so she can also like answer all of her problems, type of thing. You know, I'm like, no, I need my mommy. You know, and so I think that's no, it's like an interesting dynamic, definitely. And it was so when I first told my dad that, I was like, because I had told him that I wanted to go to WSU so I can stay there for a little longer, you know, after graduating high school. And then, okay, also, I didn't know you had to write essays to get into college. I mean, it makes sense, but, you know, I was just like, well,
nobody tells you
no,
this.
I was like, 3-page essay as to why I should be admitted because I want to study. What do you mean? And so then Eastern went, and they were doing like acceptance on the spot if you just show them like your not your resume, your transcript. Yeah. And so I showed it to them, and they're like, okay, yeah, you're accepted. And I'm like, that's it? They're like, yeah, just send your SAT scores. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to Eastern, I guess. You know, like I didn't have any other options because I didn't really apply anywhere else.
Yeah.
But I had been telling my dad that I might be wanting to go to WSU. Oh, he's so cute. He got like a little WSU hat and everything. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Supportive.
And so I remember he picked me up because we were, you know, I would do mariachi after school. So he picked me up for mariachi. And he was like, I started that conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, Dad, I got accepted to Eastern. He goes, oh, Diane. And I'm like, yeah, so I'm going to be moving to Chini like in the fall. He goes, ¿a dónde? I'm like, a Chini. He goes, ¿a China? I'm like, no, Dad, Chini.
No, you're not más cerquita.
Bien cerquita, pana. And so he was like, ¿y a quién le pediste permiso?
¿A mí?
I was like, what? What do you mean? Because it's so like it's so taboo, I feel like. Well, I don't know. From him, he was like, what do you mean you're leaving the house when you're not married? You're barely 18. You don't have a job. Like, what are you talking about? You're going to leave the house. Like, when I left my home, from Mexico, he's like, I knew what I was doing. I was like, I think he was like 19 when he came over here for the first time. But he was like, I knew what I was doing, but I was traveling like a long, way to get a job. And I knew what I was going to do. But like, you have it good here. Why are you leaving?
Well, you knew that you were going to do China.
Yeah.
You were going to do China for a little bit.
I was going to do China just for a tiny
little
bit.
At 18.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So what does he mean?
And so I think it was definitely like a little like, whoa, what is this girl doing? Like this one's different. Like the other one stayed. They're still there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I just think it's like tradition to like have at least like the woman
stay.
Stay
till they get married.
Until they get married, or I don't know.
And they gave birth to a baby.
Yeah.
And they move with their little family, or sometimes they even move the family in there. So I think it was definitely like a
shock.
Yeah. It's so sad. After like he would forget that I wasn't there anymore, and so he would still like go like after work. He'd like bring chips at home, and there was like just this big pile of chips. He's like, oh no, pues se me olvida que no estás ahí. And I was like, ay, papi. And it was sad.
How often would you go back after you moved?
After I moved, I used to go pretty often. I used to go like almost every weekend, or almost. No, that's a lie, because I'd be working. I worked at Little Caesars for a little bit.
That sounds really delicious right now.
I know. Can we get Little Caesars? No, but yeah, I mean, I would still like visit quite a bit compared to now, because right now I feel like, man, I'm tired. So now I just don't want to drive, like, But I FaceTime them and everything. Oh. So it's still good.
Would they come up here and visit?
Is this? Yeah. What about you? What made you stay here?
What made me stay here? Well, I'm still in school.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
I guess we haven't finished that.
Yeah, it's in process, in progress. It's gonna happen. So to anyone who came to my graduation,
me, I have the little highlights
to our graduation.
Thank you. It's still in the works.
Yeah,
but,
it was motivation for this year.
I also just wanted to walk with all my friends, because all my friends left me.
Me too, because if I were to walk this year, I'll be like, who are you?
No, absolutely.
And they'll be like, who are you?
Yeah.
fellow stranger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I moved to Eastern. I moved to Chile.
Yeah, Eastern.
In 2020.
Did he stay in the dorms?
No.
Oh, really?
I moved to... When I first moved here, I forgot which year I moved to. 2021, I think? Or 2022? I no me acuerdo.
Was it during COVID?
Yeah.
21. Because 21 was like peak COVID, ¿no?
Por ahí. No sé.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Ay, no me acuerdo. Creo que sí. Sepa. Pero sí, I moved to the valley first. And I knew Spokane like this much.
Yeah.
Poquito.
I thought it was huge. When I first got here, I'm like,
I thought everything was so close to each other.
Really?
Because I was looking at the map and we found an apartment because we wanted to move ASAP.
Yeah.
I was 18.
Right.
And I moved out at 18 too.
Yeah.
Pretty much got kicked out. But I moved I moved at 18 to Spokane.
Feel that?
And I went all the way to the valley because I was the first apartment. I was like, okay, I'll get you an apartment now. And I'm like, okay, I'll go now.
Right.
So I moved to the valley and it said it was like 20 minutes from Cheney. And I'm like, okay, I can drive 20 minutes to Cheney.
Without traffic.
Yeah. Nobody told me that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. My classes were going to be at 8 in the morning. So I had to wake up at 6 in the morning, get out of my apartment by 7 so I can get to class at 8 and I find parking.
Yeah.
Because finding park at Eastern is like finding...
How much do they charge for like the lots? Isn't like $300 a quarter?
I don't know. I never paid for one.
No, me neither.
I risked a ticket sometimes.
Sometimes. Girl, you couldn't renew your tabs.
Yeah, I got too many tickets. I couldn't renew my taxes of the ticket. But yeah, it's cheaper than the past. Just no shade. I just can't afford it.
A little bit of shit.
But if they would like to change that policy,
please do.
Please am not opposed to it.
This is more of a recommendation. Please change some policies.
Thank you for whoever can make that happen.
Yes.
We approve this message. A little pause for the message. Okay. Anywho.
Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern.
How was your experience at Eastern?
My experience at Eastern, I also signed up for the social work program. I also started with sociology.
Oh, we flip-flopped. Because I started with social work and then I moved to sociology.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because I started with sociology back in the community college in Tri-Cities. I did Running Start.
CBC.
Shout out to CBC.
Shout out to CBC. I love CBC. Oh my goodness, I love CBC.
I love CBC. Great experience.
Absolutely.
Until COVID hit, then my great experience became a computer.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, I started with sociology and then I was told that I couldn't make a huge career out of sociology. So I'm like, well, bummer. And I went to social work. So I came to Eastern because I was told Eastern was going to have Eastern has a great social work program. Yeah. And so I signed up for it and I did it, Right. Until the very end.
Oh, God.
That's the slippery slope.
Yeah.
And so I kind of have changed my degree to interdisciplinary studies. Right. As of which I had all the credits needed. Allegedly.
It's just Eastern's requirements. That's what's kicking my butt.
Yeah. Until I needed one class. And then I kept taking that class and I just kept not passing or just dropping it. And we won't say which class that is. But,
we have no reason to say that.
I am not obligated to say this close set information. But yeah, so I'm also working towards that. So yeah, degree coming soon. Okay. Coming soon for both of us.
No, for real.
We'll get there. Man. It's just hard being first generation,
It is.
Like, I can't go to my mom and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you please guide me to the right direction,
And that's the thing. Because, that's what advisors are for, right?
Oh, don't get me started on advisors. Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Apparently I was taking the wrong classes for social work. Well, you know how they're like, nobody told me until I had 2 quarters left. Yeah. And then they're like, we don't know what you're doing. And I was going through it. So it's for me, it's really hard to I guess, have that confrontation because I always feel like I'm going to get yelled at, I'm going to get in trouble or whatever. And then another email came in. and it said something along the lines of like, if you don't respond to this program, we like to this email, we will pull you from the program. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I've been taking classes and they say social work in the title. Like, what do you mean they're the wrong classes? And so I reached out to them. We had a little meeting. I was bawling my eyes out because I'm like, wow, I'm really not going to finish with social work, you know? And at this time, again, I was like, I'm 2 hours away from my family, right? I had little to no, like, let's say support system within like the Latino community, or like I didn't see many of my community around besides the friends that I worked with. And that was like 3 of them. And so to already have that, like, I guess, I don't know, like, is that barrier? Yeah, like that disadvantage, you know, of like, okay, well, I come from like a predominantly Latino environment. And I'm like, every time I sit next to like, I don't know, my classmate. Your classmate. See, I'm not even in school. I forgot the lingo. I would look over to them and I'm like, oh man, I'm so brown. I started looking around and I'm like, oh man, there's no one here, you know? And I was like, okay, that's interesting, you know? Yeah. And like, como que, like, I don't know, for me, me desanimó un poquito, you know? Because I'm like, where are my people? Like, why aren't we here? And so, anyways, that on top of, like, you know, I'm like, well, I don't have my mom here. Like, I can't just be like, ay, madre, tengo tanta tarea, you know? She can't just like cook for me, or, you know, I'm having to pay for my own rent. There was times where I was like, okay, do I want to buy food or do I want to pay my electricity? Like, you know? And it's not like we're in a place to ask our parents porque ellos tampoco tienen. No. You know? And so whatever nos sobra, a veces like ayudamos poquito, ¿verdad? And so being in that like environment, I'm like, okay, well, I have like no financial support. I'm at times financially, you know, helping. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know where to go from here. Like, I don't understand. And I know I'm so smart, you know. Freshman year, I wasn't working. I was living in the dorms, and all I did was school. My grades were amazing. I had almost all A's. I had like a couple B's. I think I finished my political science class with like a C. That was the end of the world. I was like, oh my goodness, I got a C, guys. Like, this is crazy. After I started working and like having to like actually like support like myself, you know? Nope. Could not. So it's like, amazing. Oh my good, SC was amazing. Then I was hitting C's. I'm like, I hope I get all these C's, you know? No, I think I took one of the history classes like 3-4 times because it was about, I think 2 essays every week on top of my other essays. And I love social sciences. Like, I love all those classes, you know, but they are very like reading and writing heavy. Yeah. Ooh, so heavy. And so I remember being at Little Caesars, and whenever it was like slow or whatever, I would be writing my essays on the receipt paper, like just jotting down like the ideas that I was going to expand on, what quotes, what books I was getting my tattoo, and I was typing like on my phone, like in my essay, you know? So I was devoted. You were devoted. I was devoted. It was crazy. And then, and then the social work thing, like, they're like, oh, well, you're taking the wrong classes. So I was like, okay. And then they're like, I'm going to pull you. I'm like, okay, pull me. I'm going to drop out. You know, I dropped out either way. And so there was like little to no guidance. And whenever I would speak up on it, it would be like, well, we have these resources. I'm like, okay, well, what resources do you have? Do you have extended hours for like students that are working? No, just these hours. Figure it out. Yeah. And so there's teaching cultural competence, and there's also experiencing it. Like, our lives are very, although we can like share similarities, we can share like these experiences with one another, explaining it to someone else and wanting to teach it, it's like completely different, you know? And so I feel like finding this community is so important, and it's like, I feel like it was so helpful. And not only like, it's okay to take your time with school, it's okay, like, our cards are dealt differently, you know? Yeah. But also like ponte las pilas, you know? Like, yeah, definitely like kind of, I don't know, aiding each other to do better, like be better, but also understand the circumstances that you are in. Like you'll get it done at your time. You'll get it done. Yeah. You know? But like, there's so much to take into consideration. Yeah. That unfortunately we can't just focus on school. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have so many other things that need our attention
first.
Yep.
And then it's school.
Like, I had to leave even mariachi. Like, I left mariachi. I was in mariachi since like 6th grade.
And that's a big passion of yours.
I love mariachi so much.
And you're so good. She's so good at mariachi. She sings so beautifully too.
Stop.
Yes.
I play violin, but
just
¿A cuál?
La que quieras.
La de Biribiribambo.
Esa.
Versión
mariachi.
No, yeah. And, you know, there was a scholarship that I didn't know. Now, honestly, these full circle moments are so cool. I think they're so cool. But the Eastern Mariachi has a scholarship that we fund. Isn't that crazy? I received that scholarship, I think, like once or twice. And to know that, you know, we fund it, that's wild. I don't know. I love that. Anyways, by the third year, that third year was like the worst year, I feel like, at least with my school experience. I was honestly just trying to like make ends meet. I'm trying to find all these side jobs, like, so I can pay my rent, pay my bills, and then pay for my food because I need to eat. And so I wasn't making it to practices. I wasn't, you know, making it to performances. And the director, she was like very adamant, like, hey, you know, we do have a scholarship that helps out a lot of students. And I was like, oh, that sounds so cool, but man, I gotta pay my rent by the end of the month, you know? Like, I would love to go, but my hands are tied. Like, I just can't, you know? And so I slowly, like, just drifted away. I still have to give back the instrument. So sorry, Sheila. I'll do that ASAP.
I honestly think it's hers now.
Please.
Let's start a petition. Let Ruby keep the instrument. let's
I will honor it.
Collecting signatures. I'll go around sending a link.
It's because, dude, it's specifically made for mariachi. It's like specifically made for mariachi. It's beautiful.
What instrument is it?
Violin.
Jazmine? She knows it. Si se lo supo.
Si me lo
Mira,
supo.
play it.
A ver.
Trátalo.
Para la otra. No. Honestly, we share one brain cell. It is.
It's like Bluetooth connected. Every time we see each other, we just hear Bluetooth connected. And then we start saying the same thing at the same time. We just hang out with each other a little too much.
Just a little bit.
We
work, but we also hang out. Well, I mean, it helps that we work together.
Yeah.
Not work together. I mean, we do work together.
We do work together.
But like, we share cases, you know?
Yeah, we share environments. We share experiences. We share everything.
Yeah.
We know everything. Even a brain cell. You see? Yeah. So
how was your experience as a first generation? How would you describe it? Like,
well, it all started when I was born. Just
kidding.
Well, it started in high school when I wanted to do Running Start.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I remember I did like all these tests at CBC to do Running Start and stuff, and I didn't pass it by 1 point. And I was trying to like talk to everyone to see if they could pull strings. And I knew nobody that could pull a single string. No. But I was like,
you had it in you.
I'm like, can you talk to someone? It was 1 point. You're telling me I can't go to college for 1 point?
You're right.
And they're like, my hands are tied. I'm like, you know what else can be tied? My future.
Absolutely.
And they're like, sorry. So I took this, I took it twice, and the second time I missed it for 4 points.
No, hombre, poquito peor.
And I'm like, no, so I beat myself up for that. Like, right. I was like, so I really don't deserve to be here. So the first time I was like, for 1 point I wouldn't go in, right. And now for 4 points, so I'm getting worse.
Oh.
And I'm like, damn it. There goes college for me, you know? Because it was free college. And by that time, I didn't know I could go to college. Because, you know, like status and everything. And they told me I could go to community college with an I-10. And I was like, okay, I have to do this.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like free college. Yeah. And they would take my I-10. And then I didn't know if higher education, like a bachelor's would be possible. Because of the lack of like status, you know?
Yeah.
So... I'm like, I have to do this. And then I couldn't because I didn't pass this test. So I was like, I am not fit for this.
Oh.
I physically and mentally can't do this.
Right.
Until I was told that I can do, what's this test that they do for military?
Oh, it's like the
SVAP.
ACT. Oh.
The SVAP. I never took an SAT. I never took an
No,
SAT.
it's like A,
An ACT.
C, and there's a T.
I never took that one either.
There's also the SAT.
SAT.
I got a 980 on that one.
Is that good?
No.
I don't know. I'm very ignorant. I never took it.
Man, it's okay. English kicks my butt.
Oh, yeah. English kicks my butt.
In science. Anyways, keep going. So sorry.
Yeah, so I took the SVAP, which is like the military test they do. Like if you want...
Sorry.
Eso. What she said. I took that.
Is that the one where they score like out of 5? Or no?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
At all.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember how they graded. No sé. No sabo.
Me lo dieron.
¿Para qué te digo que
me lo
sí,
dieron,
sí,
no tomé.
Me lo dieron, and they were like, if you pass this at a college level, you can still get into CBC. And I'm like, say less. And like there you have all these kids who are trying to get into like the military, and then you have Nate over there
trying to get into school,
trying to get into college. And I'm like, quítense, ahí voy. This is my time.
Ya llegó la mera mera.
And then I look at the test and I'm like, what the hell is this? But I studied for it.
Okay.
Like a lot.
Really?
Like if I wasn't good at math then, I was like before that, I was the best at math just for that day.
I was gonna say you're a Sag. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I suck at math now. But that day, you best believe I was the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? After that, no. Pero, okay. So after that, I just kept nagging my... It wasn't even my counselor. It was like a graduation specialist that spoke Spanish. So she was my counselor. I assigned her to be my counselor.
I know her.
I love her. I love her. Shout out, Elida. I love you.
I was just kidding. I thought it was the Claro one. Yeah, man.
I know. I love Claro too.
Yeah.
And Schneider. Shout out to every graduation specialist in Kennewick.
Mm-hmm.
And Pasco too.
And Chihuahua, I can't remember any. So
I don't know Chihuahua.
Yeah, like shout out though.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to Alan Madsen, my mariachi teacher.
Honestly, shout out to everyone who made us be here.
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
We can go on for a little bit because I do have a lot of shout outs.
Oh my god, your speech made me sob.
Oh yeah, I gave a graduation speech.
And
I didn't even cry to it.
me seeing it. me being in the audience like, oh, I feel this. I'm not even done.
Well, I thought I was gonna be done last year.
I guess good thing my parents didn't go to that.
My mom was right there.
Yeah, no, I was sobbing.
Anywho, and then I did all that. You know, I took my test, and then the graduation specialist told me, you passed. Like, you are on a college level.
Oh.
And then I was like, does that mean I'm going to college? And she's like, you're going to college? And I'm like, I started sobbing in her office. Oh. And then I went to my actual counselor. Because after you apply and everything, then the quarter starts and you have to like apply for the classes.
Right.
And you have to submit like a paper to your counselor for her to sign.
Okay.
Well, for them to sign, whatever. I had a woman. Not a shout out to her. But
is she the one that said that she doesn't think you'd be fit for college?
Yeah. I went in with my paper.
No shout out to her.
And I told her, I need to take this class. I just needed to sign it. And she was like, well, I don't think college is a good fit for you because even people who speak English well struggle. And I don't think, because you're very limited in English, I don't think you would be able to do it.
These are the people that should not be working.
Yeah, these are the people who should not be doing the job that they're doing, you know?
Like, go sit behind a computer or something. Do not talk to human beings.
Yeah.
Le vas a quitar todas las ganas.
If your job is to...
todas las ganas.
Yeah, darle ganas a la gente de seguirle.
No.
Como que... No.
¿Para qué? ¿Para qué?
And... Oh, no, she told me that before I gave her the paper. Yeah, she told me that after I told her, okay, I want to do Running Start. And she's like, no. And then I did all that. I passed and everything. And then it was the time that I came with the paper. And I'm like, sign it. Like, I did this. You're going to sign it, you know? And it's just like, okay, but you're going to struggle. And I'm like, I'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And she did.
And I did.
And she did.
I did. 2 years later, then I went to Easter.
Right.
This silence is so loud.
It's because we never shut up, girl.
We don't. We only shut up when we eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we watch Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, we're iPad kids too.
Yes.
I need me paper.
And Avid, they would take us to like WSU in Richland and CBC.
Okay.
And they would be like, so this is how it would be if you have college or you go to college, you know, no one is behind you telling you to turn in your assignments, blah, 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 blah.
Actually, they are sometimes.
They are.
They are. Because some of them actually care.
Yeah.
About your education.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I feel so bad for like the professors I had when I was going through it. Because I was like, I don't know how to tell you that I'm like on survival mode. You know?
I would
like,
just email them. I'm on survival mode.
No, I would, but then they'd be like, okay, here's Caps, this and that. And I'm like,
no.
Caps doesn't. Well, Caps helps me a little. It helped me a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But
I definitely think a lot of this, it's just, hear me out. A lot of the systems made like to help, I feel like they're just not catered to us. They're not
absolutely
catered to at least immigrant first generation.
Absolutely.
Or first generation, period. You know?
I feel like, I don't know, because even like, let's say being an immigrant, your life, even as far as media and food, is so different. Like, absolutely different. You know, I am a first generation. Both of my parents are immigrants, as in like, you know, they came from Mexico. They like 20 some years ago, almost 30. And so I grew up with a lot of things that they would put on. You know, like Cantinflas, Los Tigres del Norte, like all that mainstream, you know, Mexican like
El
music.
Chavo,
El Chavo,
Rosa de Guadalupe.
Oh man, you know, when it was like, was it like Halloween or whatever, they would put like that scary like India Maria movie. No. Con el burro y el vampiro.
Con Filemón.
Sí.
I love La India Maria.
But stuff like that, right? And so when I came to college up here, they were like, so I lived in the dorms, and they were like, oh, we're gonna bonding, everyone's gonna like come together.
It's so hard.
They were doing trivia night on Harry Potter, on Lord of the Rings.
What is that?
Man, they were talking about actors, like, what movie did Emma Stone play this? Who's Emma Stone?
Ella no salió en La Rosa.
No, esa no. Yo nomás sé de RBD. Yo no sé, you know?
Ella no es Mia Colucci.
I love Mia Colucci. I wanted to be her so bad. Yeah.
Shout out to Jazmine. Jazmine wanted to
also
be
Jazmine
Mia
would be
Colucci.
She's Mia
in
Colucci.
presence.
Mia Colucci.
Aquí está.
Yeah. And so even like that, like I'm like, man, I feel so bad for whoever gets me on their team because we're failing. Like I don't know how to answer any of these. I'm so sorry, and I'd just be there, you know.
Yeah, it's so awkward. Yes. Like they're just telling you all these people, all these movies, all these things, and you're like, I don't know.
I just knew Hannah Montana.
Need to know
exactly.
I love Hannah Montana.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to speak English. I would just be watching Hannah Montana, and my brother would be like translating, like, you know how they have laugh tracks or whatever, and I'd be like, ¿Qué dijo? Because obviously it's funny because like they're laughing. you know,
I want to laugh too.
Yeah, no, literally.
What are we laughing about?
And so he'd be like, ay, Ruby, nada más aprende inglés. And I was like, bet.
Pues dime.
No, that's what I said. And so yeah, I would just start watching like Hannah Montana and trying to like understand it and whatever, and little by little. And then I was also in choir. I was moved to like another elementary where it was like predominantly English kids, you know. Or English speaking kids, not English kids from England.
Old British.
Oh, British. No, but like I was like bilingual classes or whatever.
Okay.
But when we would go to choir or whatever, everything was in English. When I tell you I was just speaking gibberish. Like trying. I was like,
I would do that in Mexico too. Back when I didn't speak English, I would like grab a phone and be like, oh yeah,
hello. Yes.
I made a fool out of myself.
Yeah, no, but I knew English, you know. That was my English. Whenever we'd play teacher, I'm like, okay, I know English. So I think that's like it was really interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, I want to highlight something you just said about how, like, in this case, it was your brother saying, just speak English.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I feel like a lot of us who, like, grow up, like, having Spanish our first language, being,
right.
like, here,
mm-hmm.
you know, a lot of people tell us that. And
yeah,
I just want to share my experience.
Absolutely.
I moved here with my mom, right? And none of us spoke English. I thought I knew English from what I learned in Mexico. And then I came here and they're telling me all these things. I remember
you're about the gibberish.
Would you imagine? I remember, like, I went to, like, a candy store and all I was able to say is be like, what's this? And then she explained to me what this candy bar was. But then I realized, I was like, okay, I was able to say that, but I'm not able to understand anything
mm-hmm.
that you're telling me. So I was just like, okay, and left.
Yeah.
And then, like, I would go to school and everyone would speak English to me. And this was like, I was like fresh in this country. I was like a week in this country.
It was like you were barely born type of thing.
Yeah. And I'm like introduced to all these things and everyone's speaking something.
It's so fast.
To me. And I came into like a huge depression.
Yeah.
So I stopped going to school. I know that's like illegal or something, but
yeah, it's called
I mentally
or whatever.
couldn't go to school.
Yeah.
Anywho, my mom was not gonna learn English because she had to, like, you know, provide.
Right.
And so I was like, what, 13?
Yeah.
And I had 1 year to learn English for me and my mom.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is not unique to me. This is unique to everyone who has to be in this situation, like really young.
Yeah.
You have to learn English for you, your family. You have to learn all the systems.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if anybody who watches or hears this has experience like having to translate documents for their parents.
And they get mad. Pues, ¿para qué vas a la escuela?
Sí. ¿No que sabes inglés? ¿Qué es esto? Y yo, mami, es que no sé qué significa que tenemos que ir a la corte.
Ni sé dónde es la corte.
Y te dicen, es que tú tienes que saber porque tú sabes inglés.
Sí.
I'm like, okay, but I'm not a GPS. I just got here.
Yeah. I remember my parents my mom was fighting like an LNI case, and they would, you know, she would get all of these papers from like lawyers or whatever. And they're like, ¿qué dice este? I'm just scratching my head. I'm like,
I don't know.
And in this time I was like losing my Spanish though. Because I was like, okay, well, everyone's speaking English. I don't see the need to speak Spanish, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I don't know why I thought like that, but I did.
It happens, though. It happens. It's normal.
Yeah. And I couldn't, like, hold a conversation with my dad. And he was like, ¿por qué estás perdiendo tu español?
Pues es que
es
difícil.
Me hice la mesa. I'm like, ¿eh?
No sabo.
Yo no sepo.
No sepo.
Yeah. But that's when I was like, okay, well, he called me out. Let me try and get back on this, you know?
Yeah.
But it's
hard.
It's something that happens really easily también. You know, especially if you're not like constantly having conversations that are like stimulating your brain in Spanish. Like you can think in Spanish, but saying it is like, como que no me salió bien.
I definitely feel that because I think I speak Spanish, right? But like sometimes I do feel like, I don't know, like I'm talking in Spanish y como que se me va.
Yeah. We're too westernized.
Sí, como que, no me gusta.
Yeah.
Se siente raro.
Sí.
Como, hasta suena más fresa. Yo no era así. Me hicieron así. Pero sí como que se me lengua la traba a veces. Sí.
Se me lengua la traba.
Un poquito.
Yeah.
Sí.
Man. But now I'm like, oh, I love speaking Spanish because I know how to.
Yeah. And I think we're like at a privilege per se.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we work in an environment that we get to speak Spanish.
It's like a daily thing.
Yeah, like we have to. And
Hours
we get to
end.
like talk to like people who like are professional Spanish speakers.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And it sounds so beautifully.
I love talking to like our clients just about like their life.
Anything. I just want to hear them.
Yes, they talk so cool. I feel like
it's so smooth and it's just so perfect.
It just flows so perfectly, and I was like, wow, I want to be so like you mesmerized. When I grow up. Yeah, and then the different accents from like Ecuador or like, oh my goodness, it's so cool.
How they say like the same thing, how like they say it differently.
Yeah.
And I love like learning new ways to say something. Yeah. So like in case someone else tells me que aguacate aquí, palta allá.
Yeah.
Que what's something Anabela would say? Anabela es Argentina. Matanga la changa. No.
Matanga la changa.
Eso lo dicen en México también.
Pero no le dicen matanga.
Sí, dicen matanga dijo la changa.
Dijo la changa.
Matanga dijo la changa. I don't even know what that means.
Me neither.
I just know that I love it.
I love la changa.
Y que matanga. Y no sé qué es eso. I don't want to kill no monkeys.
No.
But that's what it sounds like.
Creo que sí.
No monkeys have been harmed in the making of this podcast.
Or the saying of the phrase.
Or the saying. I've just been stealing food.
Basically, it's like calling dibs.
Yeah,
right?
like I've been calling dibs on other people's food.
Yeah.
Porque es que they just leave it there. You know, like up for grabs.
Y tantas horas en la oficina.
Changa, it's mine.
Matanga la changa.
Así. Y pues, I took a pupusa.
No, Laura didn't let you.
Well, I did have it for a little bit. I could have got away with it.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
If I didn't say matanga la changa. If I didn't wrap myself out.
She goes, no, matanga la changa. Oh, that's funny.
Today I took cheese.
And candy.
I took candy too. Bueno, all this like food talk was making me really hungry. And I know we always talk about food. But
I feel like it's always like the end of the day where I'm like, dang.
Yeah, I really want some.
Talking about food makes me even more hungry. Like my stomach.
Some taquitas.
Oh, unos taquitos de birria. Con
unos
quesito.
Taquitos de asada con tortillas hechas a mano. Ah, son so good.
Con una salsita verde.
Vamos a comer.
Oh, so.
Bueno, so here's where we're gonna end the episode. I want to thank Ruby for being here. Thank you for making some time out of your day and coming to talk to this beautiful audience. Thank you for listening to us. I want to give a little notice of the events that we have coming up.
Yes.
We have our annual graduation ceremony.
That I attended last year.
Yeah, me too.
It was really fun though.
Yeah, it was.
It's really fun.
Yeah, and there was like elotes, aguas frescas, pásele.
Oh my
Pásele to register for graduation. So if you're graduating this year, go to our Luna Instagram. It's Luna_HBPA. And we have the link to register for graduation, register for a stole.
Yep. They're so cool. Oh, I should have brought it.
They're so cute.
You can put like a
can put
flag.
your flag.
Yeah, that you were representing. So I put the Mexican flag.
Yeah, me too.
Viva
They're
Mexico.
beautiful. Viva. Yeah, and we also have scholarships open now.
Yes.
They're going to close by...
I think mid-April?
Mid-April?
April 10th.
April 10th. Thank you, producer. They're going to close April 10th. So if you want information about the scholarships, you can also go to our social media, but you can also send us like a message or something at 509-557-0566. And we'll give information about the scholarship. We have a few going on, but yeah, more information, just let us know. They're open now. They didn't like go in fast.
But like a lot of people apply.
A lot of people apply for it. There's a high demand for it. So you want your essay to be the best essay.
Absolutely.
Just so you know.
Also, our hours are 9 to 7. So feel free to call anytime from there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No
from
Friday.
9 to 7, no Friday, and not from 1 to 2 p.m.
We have lunch.
Because we are unavailable at that time.
That's me time.
No conozco a esa hora. No respondo. And then tomorrow, this podcast is not going to be air tomorrow. We're going to have a Día del Niño event on April 27.
Yes. Is it in Marawa?
In Marawa. It's going to be in Marawa. So if you are listening to us...
just kidding. It's not in Marawa.
It's in...
Royal City.
Sorry, Marawa.
The city of the
Royals. Be there
one
day.
Marawa, we're going back soon.
Yeah, we're going back. Yeah. Marawa.
You'll see us. You'll see us.
Yeah, Royal City, 27 April. Yes, we'll be there for Dia del Niño. So if you're listening to us from Royal City, if you have someone who has children in Royal Cities, it's 6:07.
No, what time is the event?
No sé.
Okay, we're gonna put it right here.
It will be displayed. ¿Dónde dijo Ruby?
Acá.
Ahí.
Así.
Yeah. So Royal City, April 27th. See you there.
City of the Royal.
And thank you guys for listening to us today and our third episode of Hasta La Raiz. Have a nice night, day, afternoon, whatever.